Touchdown! How's it going? How?
Okie dokie.
Yeah. How is everybody? I am Braun BJ Swick 33, and I am with Wingman 709, also known as Mark, and we are
Hello.
2/3 of this Xbox Life. And this week is episode 422. This is super wild. So if you guys don't know
Super
where
wild.
the super comes from, rewind about 20 seconds and listen to what I just yelled. So, but how are you, Mark?
I am okay.
Okay.
I'm doing all right.
You you mentioned
Living the
earlier
dream.
that you've been away for a while and you haven't turned on your computer for a week, and so
That is correct.
yep. And I've been
And it's
good.
just not working right. I can't even get onto Twitch right now. Uh, I'm gonna blow this computer up.
Hmm,
I can get to it, but it's like, okay, I'm still logged in as, TXL. I want to log in as myself.
right.
And I go to the main page and I'm like trying to click the user ID and the login box, and it's not like bringing up the log off option or nothing.
Huh,
It's probably a Twitch problem.
probably
So
because it's just spinning on my thing. So,
stupid computers don't work.
but you've been gone for a week, and I feel like I've been sick for a week. So, still trying to get over this cold. It's killing me. So, but Rob is not with us this weekend. He is completing that wonderful move that he has. Uh, his equipment and everything is still all packed up, so you know, I know he's excited about that. But
This is stupid. Twitch will not let me log out.
I'm wondering if there
There
might
we
be.
there
Did
we go.
Did you get out? Okay,
I'm trying.
I'm
Okay, it
trying to
looks
look.
like there it looks like it let me.
Okay, and the preview's finally working. Okay, good.
Technical difficulties today.
Yeah. Well, you were having difficulties last week, and we'll have to figure those out here after the show. And then, of course, I haven't been on for a week, and my computer has been kind of out of whack because I've been trying to deal or mess with another product that kind of builds overlays and stuff that are built with CSS and stuff. Um, I'll explain it later. But we're here. It's Super Bowl weekend. We're all rooting for the Patriots because they don't cheat, right, Wayne?
Wrong.
Um, actually, Atlanta is leading, and I think most of the country wants them to win. I'm with you on that, Mark. It's like they've been to two Super Bowls. I remember the last one they were at, they lost. And to this one, it's just like that'd be cool for them, right? Cool thing for their
Yeah.
franchise, second Super Bowl, actually getting a Super Bowl trophy, and so
Gotta root for the underdog, man.
and well, they're not. Well, I wouldn't call them the underdog, but more of like
Well,
they're
you
not a Super Bowl franchise. They're not there every other year like the Patriots are. That's kind of how you were explaining it.
yeah.
I
Like the
followed along,
Patriots
man.
got enough.
Yeah,
Like you don't want the same team winning every year. You got to root for, the other people. So,
right.
and I'm sure where I live, everybody's rooting for New England because Atlanta beat Seattle to take them out of the Super Bowl. So I'm sure it's really wrong of me to even say, yeah, I'm rooting for Atlanta. That's like not a good thing out here.
That's all right.
Oh, I don't really care. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm like I
that's the
said,
truth.
I'm a college football guy, so I'm not really into the NFL. Just
I used to watch sports and stuff a lot, and then I kind of one day I was just like, what's the point? People get so involved and emotional and just like defend to the death. It's just like the whole the Sony Microsoft
right.
fanboy stuff. People defend their team to the death. It's like, why? Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
You get nothing out of it. Yeah, I get being excited about your team, but like people just go overboard. Like, I bleed green, or whatever. It's just like, no,
Yeah.
we all bleed the same color, red.
Yep.
It's
Or Scarlet, like Scarlet and Gray. No, no,
right.
I'm a huge Buckeye fan, and it's just like when I heard we had to play Clemson in the playoff. I was just like, oh no, that's like the one team I didn't want to play because when they lost the previous year to Alabama, I was like, Clemson's going to win the national title next year. I called it that night. I was like, they're going to win, and then we had to play them. I'm like, oh crap. And I mean, they just floored us. I mean,
Yeah.
just beat us to death. And I'm just not like, oh this or oh that. I was like, no, they beat us. And everybody's like, well, you guys shouldn't have been there. And I'm just like, well, how about your team play us, and then decide that. It's like they just want to. They're all like Twitter power. They have their Twitter power, is what it is. Is what I like to call it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's been I
you win
really
some, you lose
enjoyed.
some.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. I was never really a baseball fan. I
Mhm.
mean I grew up in the state of North Dakota. I mean that we don't have anything, right?
Hockey,
So a lot of people latched on to the Minnesota Vikings and the Minnesota Twins because
right?
they were next door. That's like the closest professional teams, and the North Stars before
Yep,
they moved.
yep.
Um, but like as a kid, I've always liked the Cowboys. And I've my whole life, people are like, "Oh, you're a bandwagon jumper and all this." And I had a friend of mine accuse me of that recently. I'm like, "Dude, I've been a fan of them
Yeah,
forever, but it's like I don't live or die by it. I don't decorate my car, and all the team paraphernalia. I never really got into baseball until I moved to Chicago, and everybody's a Cub fan. I was like, whatever. I like the underdog, so I'm like, no, And I had some friends that were White Sox fans, and we started going to White Sox games. And so I really kind of started to follow them and really liked them. And it was really cool to see that team win, World Series and stuff. And I really enjoyed that. And, it's
yeah.
fun to rub it in to the Cub fans and stuff. But it's at the end of the day, does it really matter who wins? You know what I mean? It doesn't change my life in any way,
No,
you know.
no.
So like when I watch the Super Bowl, if I ever do, and I really haven't watched for several years,
Mhm.
just there's no point. Like if the Seahawks were playing, I probably would be watching it,
Right,
you know. But not that I like them, it's just that you live here in town and it's the talk of the town, right? So
right.
that's more of why. But it doesn't change our lives whether any team wins or loses. So
Yeah,
yeah, I just you know I can't get all wrapped up in it anymore.
yeah. And I mean, I woke up the next day and I was just like, like when the Buckeyes lost. I mean, you win some, you lose some, and it doesn't make them any less of a good team, and it doesn't make Alabama, just because they lost the national title doesn't mean they're not a good team. They're a good team. They just
Right.
got they you just sometimes you lose. When you're on top, there's only one way to go when you're on top.
Yep.
Yeah, and everybody just got to remember that. So,
But
but yeah,
I will say kudos to, I do like Ohio State for one reason.
yeah. I was a little. I like what it's Prescott, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was from where'd he come from? Mississippi State, Ole Miss. Where was he quarterback in college?
I don't know.
Dak Prescott.
I don't know. But
Okay.
anyways, we're not sports life, so we should probably switch it to gaming or video gaming.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Zeke Elliott, right?
Yeah.
Running back for the Cowboys. Yeah, I'm actually surprised they're not in the Super Bowl right now. I was just like I was kind of pulling for them because they were doing so well. Um, but yeah, I was just super surprised that they lost what they did. But yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Prescott's from
Yeah.
Mississippi State. But he got rookie of the year, and I really liked what he said. He's like, anybody got a knife so we can cut this in half? Because you had a rookie quarterback and a rookie running back on the same team, and they just did what they did. They dominated all year.
Yeah.
So.
They got to the NFC championship round, right? One prior.
Yeah,
So
yeah, they
yeah,
weren't in
that
the
if
NFC
they would have,
Championship. They were in the
yeah.
division.
Or I guess it was, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, they took it a long friggin' way to be running by rookies.
Right.
Just wait till next year, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
that's true.
if everybody stays healthy, I mean, they're already getting rid of Romo. I mean, we didn't
Yep.
even run we had Tony Romo as our starter, and they're getting rid of him because this rookie is so good.
Yep.
So we got a young team, and I was shocked at how far they went. So Yeah, watch out next year.
Yeah, no,
I'll
no
be,
kidding.
and
And
then
it's
I'll watch it.
yeah. Well, the funny thing is I know we're still talking football. The funny thing is like Ohio State had six people go in the first round, with Elliott being one, and then
Yeah,
Bosa being another, and five out of those six people, including Elliott, were juniors. Like they could have played another year in college. So like this year coming out, we were just like, oh man, it'd be nice to win a Big Ten title. And then where we made it, we were all happy, even though we didn't make it to the title game. We're just like, yeah, we made it to the playoff, and we lost.
yeah.
Five of the best people in the country. All right,
All right, two video
back to
games.
video games. Let's talk about what we've been playing. That's first.
Well, I was out all week, so I only played. I didn't play anything because I was traveling, but I did play Saturday. I played yesterday. It was the only time I played. I actually got quite a bit in yesterday because I was like, man, I'm just gonna chill out most of the day,
Mm-hmm.
spend time with family, and get some gaming in. But I did play Ghost Recon Wildlands, which we're gonna talk about later.
Yep.
But that's the only thing that I played.
All right. And I also had a chance to play, which we'll talk about later. And I'm trying to think. I think I got a couple rounds of Battlefield in Battlefield One as well. I think that's what I did this week. Um, and I was going to actually boot up some Mass Effect, but I haven't yet. So, but yeah, that's it. So,
Dude, I cannot wait for Andromeda.
yeah, it looks. I'm going to pre-order, but it's really weird because I pre-ordered Halo Wars, and Halo Wars is still pending to take my money out, which I paid with my Xbox. My account has money on it.
Right,
So, but it doesn't take the money immediately. So I went to
right,
pre-order Mass Effect, and it still says I have not, still have money in there, which hasn't been taken out yet. So I was just like,
right.
oh, come on. I was like, so I'll just let once the
You
other
can
one,
still select it and then move on and say, because it'll ask you, well, where do you want the remainder to go?
right?
And it'll deduct it. And I've done that in the past.
Okay,
I had like three things pre-ordered, and all three of them I said, yeah, use the Microsoft money, even though
okay,
I knew whichever one was billed first was going to take it all.
right.
And it's still, it'll
Fall
bill you
back.
full price for the next one. Yeah.
Okay, that's
But
fine.
I mean, yeah, you can wait. I mean, it doesn't like does you no good to order it, a couple months in advance,
Yeah,
you know. But it won't impact the ability to buy it later if you select that twice.
cool. Well, then I like to do it just to get it out of the way and
Yeah,
have that.
I need to do that here as well for. Uh, well, we'll talk about it in a minute.
So, all right,
So, because I
cool.
got a pre-order to put in here, I think
You think?
pretty
All
quick.
right, cool.
We'll see.
All right. Well, that was it for that. So now we're going to talk about about those two things here a second. But if you go to this xboxlife.com/Patreon, you can become a patron of the show, and that is if people are not familiar with Patreon, that's where you can subscribe to favorite podcasts and things like that. But what it is more like a monthly donation amount, and usually people kind of put up a paywall like, oh, if you want the show 3 days early, you can do this, you do that. We don't have a paywall or anything. We do have a $10 price. If you do meet that monthly, then we invite you onto the show, and you get to have a show all about you, which we have to get Drano85 in there.
Yeah, we keep seeing that every week.
I know.
I'm
I
gonna
talked to him
I'm
on
gonna
live too, and I forgot to message him back because I was out last week. So,
let
but
me just ping him right now. I'm gonna shoot him a message and say, dude, which week do you want to come on?
all right, all right. So, yep.
'Cause,
So that's patreon.com. If you go to this xboxlife.com/donate, and that's more of like a tip if you want to float us a tip. We don't expect anything, guys, but we appreciate everything that happens, and yeah, thanks for supporting the show. So, roundtable. So first thing is, uh, you have a cool story. I have a cool story, and then we'll go into the other things. So, what's your cool story?
all right, I actually got to give a big shout out to Jesus Walks a Lot from the Horrible Gamers podcast. I was traveling this past week, and I was down in Portland, and I knew Jesus lived in Portland, so I gave him a call on I think it was Monday. Yeah, Monday, as I was heading down there, and I got in touch with him and said, "Hey, dude, I'm gonna be in town. Would you like to meet up and meet for dinner or something like that?" And so yeah, he was available, so we met up at a Red Robin for dinner, and we sat and talked for. We were visiting for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
So um, he was a really nice guy. It was interesting. I see him on Horrible Gamers, and I've talked with him over Xbox Live for years because he's been a member of our community forever before he went to do his own thing, and now he's a big superstar over there, and stealing all our listeners and um, but yeah, no, it's funny because you kind of you get an idea of somebody, and I've seen him, so I knew what he looked like and all that. But what I walked away from that surprised by is like how genuinely nice this guy is. He because he comes. I'm gonna say it right now. What you see on the podcast, I think it's a character he's playing. I'm saying it now. He didn't swear one time the whole time we were there, at dinner. And it's like when he's on his show, it's like every other word's, got to be bleeped out. Because I was funny, we were talking. I said we should have like a combined TXL HGP podcast where we all get together, we record as a group, but we put it out on both our own feeds, right?
Right.
And then I was like, well, wait a minute, that wouldn't work because we're family friendly.
Yeah.
But it's like he didn't say, he really is. And sorry, Jesus, if this ruins your rep. The guy is super cool. He's a really nice guy and he's smart. We had a lot of talk about different things. We actually got into like politics, which is rough for me because I live out on the left coast and I'm very much a conservative. So I don't fit in out here. I have very opposite views of most people. And I just found out that I was really impressed with Jesus and his thoughts on things.
Right.
It was I was really impressed, and he's a smart guy.
Right.
He thinks for himself, which really impressed me. But I had a great time visiting with him. Um, I'll probably give him a call next time I'm down that way, and hey, let's go hang out. Really nice guy. So Jesus, thanks for taking the time out, short notice, to come out and hang out with me and keep me company. I had a great time.
So were you right in Portland, like right in town, Portland?
I was, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's where I was staying, and that's where, excuse me, that's where I was staying, and that's where my meeting took place the following morning. But yeah, I met him someplace out of Port, in a town around there.
All right.
So,
Okay. Cool.
but yeah, I was telling him where I was, and he told me where he was, and I told him, I said, well, you pick the place, and you know, we'll you tell me where to go because I had freedom to do whatever, and so he met us kind of in a good spot for us to meet up. So,
Cool.
and if anyone is listening to us and not watching the game, Patriots just scored another touchdown, so it's now 26-28.
Oh my gosh. They're making it a game.
They were getting blown out the entire game. And Brun, I told you, man, if they end up winning this in the last few,
Well, they have to do a 2-point conversion then, right?
just to tie it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 57 seconds left in the game, so obviously they're going to go for the 2-pointer. So
Yeah.
I don't really hope Atlanta can stop that.
Yeah.
I just like the underdog. But anyways,
Yeah.
I don't want to get back on
Yeah.
sport. Oh, they got the 2-point conversion. We now have a
Oh
tie
my
game.
gosh.
It's tied
Well,
up. with
hey, people
57
really
seconds.
wanted a game, so I mean, but all right.
They didn't get a game till the fourth quarter.
No, sometimes that's what you have
That's
to.
the thing. So, anyway,
But it's neat to know he's there because when I have to go out there on business next time, um, we either have to go to downtown Portland at like I don't think it's the Hyatt or whatever it is. It's across from some hotel that's in a book. What that? The Heathman from 50 Shades of Grey. There's a hotel that we had to stay that has conference rooms in it, like right across the street.
Okay.
We're either there or we're in I want to say Beaverton. I think it's Beaverton. And
Be-
that's
Beaverton is east. Or I'm sorry, west of Portland, not
Portland.
far.
Yeah, like
But
5 or 10 minutes, right?
yeah,
Like off the
yeah, it's
highway.
not
Yeah,
that.
so their offices are in Beaverton. So sometimes we have to go out there for that. But next time I'm down there, I'll have to get a hold of them too. So it's always nice when you know people in places like that, because you know how it is when you're on business. Like you go do the business stuff, and then you're sitting in a hotel.
Yeah,
So
it
and
was nice. I mean, I would have gone because as I was driving down from, because I had a meeting in Washington that morning, so I went and had that meeting. Then I drove down to Portland. So, and I got down there and I was like, it was the middle of the day because it's really Portland's like 2 hours away from here.
oh okay,
It's not that far away from Seattle.
nope.
So if you end up down there, you let me know. I'll drive down there
Oh well,
and
that's true. Yeah.
but so anyway, so yeah, I had the whole. By the time I got down there, I'm like, what am I gonna do? You sit in a hotel and stare at walls. It gets boring. So,
Yeah.
but it's weird meeting somebody that have never met and you don't really know, and regardless of being talking on the internet for however long, you still don't know the person, and he doesn't know me, you
Right.
know, and so it was a little weird. I felt like because I've been down there before, and I thought about calling him. I'm like, nah, and just from what I've heard of him, and I heard him talk on Horribly Awkward, and
Right.
just hearing his background, like his story that he
Mhm.
shared on there, I was like, yeah, I'm never gonna meet this dude. I want nothing to do with that guy. It's just, he came from a very different background than me, and she kind of developed this opinion of somebody or thought, and then his whole kind of tough guy character. I'm calling it a character because he's so nice. he is, he's just completely different than what I really expected. I would absolutely hang out with him again. He's a really nice guy. So, but he was talking about, we were talking about PAX, and he's trying to get like the whole HGP crew together. And then I was like, yeah, I'm trying to talk Robin Brunn to come out to PAX,
Right.
and it's like, he was like, we should just all get together at PAX. So now I heard the beginning of their show. I didn't get to listen to it all. I heard part of it today from it because they recorded yesterday, and he was saying the same thing. He was telling those guys, "Hey, we're all going to get up with TXL at PAX." So just so you know, you and Rob have to come out this year because
When is
Jesus said
PAX?
so.
When's PAX this year?
I typically I believe it's in August,
Okay.
so
Because
I can look it up.
I told I mentioned to Devin that we wanted to try to do something to get together again. Because
September 2nd through the 5th in Seattle.
September, August, September. I don't know. We'll have to see on that. Because I mean, we're all crashing to your place, right? All
Yeah. Oh,
500 of
absolutely,
us.
absolutely.
So I mean, it's just like
I'll send the wife and kids out. I'll put them up in a hotel or something. We'll just party here at the
yeah,
house.
yeah. Because I mean, the last time we all got together, what I did is we got all the kids and piled into a car and we drove from Ohio to up to Chicago, and it's like what
Oh,
6 7 hour drive or something like that.
I take that back. This is weird. That was 2016. They don't show a PAX in Seattle this year.
They probably haven't announced it.
It just probably haven't announced it. Yeah, so we don't have. Last year it was in September, so first
Okay.
week in September.
All right.
But yeah, I'm gonna keep my eye out and try to get tickets to it this year. I know the Achievement Hounds they all got together last year.
Right.
And Franco asked me if I wanted to, because I think they had extra tickets for Sunday. They weren't going. I can't do Sunday, but um, otherwise I would have gotten a chance to see him. And I still need to go see Franco because he's the only Achievement Hound I haven't met yet either, and he's like right here.
Right.
Like, dude, I could drive over and see you for lunch someday. So I got to reach out to him and get that done. So, but yeah, it was good. So it'd be cool if we're gonna if you end up down in Portland, man, look him up, get a hold of him, let me know. I'll come down there and hang out too.
Cool.
Maybe we'll record a show.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So my cool story, yes, it's not really a cool story. It's a story of my luck. I can tell you that of recent times, I've been very lucky. except for when playing the lottery. So I
Oh,
was telling, I was
only.
telling, I was telling this story that uh, a product that I use for programming, um, they have webinars every quarter to update on their products. And I was like, I'm not gonna go to this. I'm not gonna log in and watch this one. But I decided at the last minute to sign up. And typically, they have giveaways. So like, I've won a Kindle Fire from these guys, and I won like 6 month license to their software one time. And this one was, if you ask your question is asked for the best question, then you won an Xbox One S. So I get a phone call on Monday. They picked my question. I was like, yes,
Nice.
yeah. And we're not giving it away on the show, so don't get too excited. I was like, cool. Now my kid can have an Xbox. So, but yeah, I got lucky again. I told the people at work, they're like, "Are you kidding me?" They're like, because they're just like, "How do you keep doing this?" It's like you just win one thing after another. I'm like, I don't know. I just put my name in, and I get lucky enough to win. So,
Cool, man.
but my cool lucky story. But all right, so first real discussion is I got the message to either decide to opt out or that I was going to get the new dashboard. I got the new dashboard.
Sucker.
And so I've played with it a little bit. I really don't mind it. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's a drastic change to anything else. Like your homepage, instead of having the big wide section of the current game that you're playing or what you just like minimized from, it's not an animated box or anything. It's just a smaller box.
Okay.
But when you do hit now I didn't rebuild or restart, I didn't like shut off my power or anything like that after I did the update. I just went start off and started using it. It is a single press of the Xbox button. And when you press it, it does come out. I mean, it's out within a couple seconds or within a second. I mean, it's pretty quick. The cool thing is you can then decide to go home, or you can switch apps, and your pins are actually available there, so you can switch games there as well. But to me, it's yeah, I saw some speed differences. Other than that, I really don't see anything different. So I don't know if people were thinking like it's going to be a major, massive overhaul or anything. I didn't get that impression. I was glad that they said they were going to be working on speed, and hopefully that sticks. I've heard a couple people say that give it some time, because after it runs for a little bit, it does start to slow down again.
Probably will.
But I haven't seen that yet, so but I'm not doubting it either. So, but that's just my brief, quick experience. I just wanted to have it out there. It's like, yeah, I did notice that it is quicker. I do like that the pins and stuff are there, but it's not like this massive overhaul, which is kind of nice too. All right,
Just an update for you. We're going into overtime.
overtime.
And Dion Lewis got injured on the very last play of regular time.
Who's Dion Lewis? Is he for
Uh,
Atlanta?
he's a running back for New England.
Oh, huh.
Says he was injured during the play. His return is questionable.
Oh, wow.
All right. So I'll just give you up. I'll just kind of put them in there since the Super Bowl is on. We'll give you as we go. But
Sure,
let's move in.
Yeah. So, excuse me. I'm sorry, everybody, for coughing. Lethal Migraine says the new dashboard is tragic. It's horrible. Worst dashboard Xbox ever made for any of the three consoles. Super Bowl just went in overtime. That's you. Sorry.
That was me.
Yeah. So, I mean, I haven't seen that drastic of a change. It's just, it is what it is. It's nothing where I'm upset. There's nothing where I'm just like, oh, this is the best thing ever. It's just, it is what it is. All right. Wildlands talk. So I guess we can talk about our experience in it and anything else, but do you want to go first?
Sure. I know. You would do that.
I can go first.
You're doing that on purpose because I said I don't even know what.
All right, I can go first. So, I'm a fan of Ghost Recon. I like Ghost Recon games. I like the strategy and stuff like that. So I like approaching things and trying to figure out how I can do everything stealth. I like stealth games, things like that. So I will say that um, I like it. I think it's for what I played. I like it. This was a closed beta. There were some bugs. I think the flying is horrendous.
Oh, good Lord. Tell me
um,
about all
and
vehicles are terrible.
yeah, all the vehicles are terrible. Like the turning and the driving is just like you touch a little bit to the right, you might as well be doing donuts. It's just like you're all over the place. It's like you're driving on ice. Um, and for some reason, the helicopter always seems to want to like not go up or go forward. It's not good flying. I did have to
No, it's
report. I did have to report one thing I was experiencing. I did report it to them, which was I could walk up on a crate, a gun, a door, a vehicle. It doesn't matter. I would never get prompts to enter the vehicle. Did you
really
experience that?
no.
Like every time you walk up, the X or Y buttons would always pop up for you to do something.
Yeah.
Not me. I'd have to walk back, walk forward, walk side, walk right, walk left, back up, go forward, back up, go for. Oh, there they are. I'd have to do it like 15 times to get it to work. It's really annoying. I mean, one time I'm just trying to get ammo, and it took me 7 seconds to get ammo, and then a guy came and shot and killed me. So, um, the only other thing that I was trying to think of is, okay, I don't like the idea that if one of your friends pops in, all three of your ghosts go away that are teaming up with you. But then the more I think about it, I think that's okay. And I know we're playing one of the entry level, one of the 21 area maps. And
Yeah.
maybe it was just felt like it was super easy because I've heard the deeper you go into the thing, the harder it gets. Because the only thing I was thinking is I went on the recommended level, recommended difficulty.
Yeah,
Um,
veteran.
yeah, and when you look at the map, it does say the difficulty of the area you're in is like the simplest of the difficulty. Because I was
Right.
just like, this is way too easy. Like I'm gonna have to bump this up to like almost realistic or whatever. Because if you had 4 human players in here and you guys were being strategic and doing what you're needed to do, I was just like, this thing wouldn't stand a chance. You're just gonna walk and melt everybody. But then I heard the deeper you go, the harder it gets. So don't let that difficulty in this demo that you did
Right.
get you to go into the hardest difficulty because you may be pleasantly surprised after a couple areas. But that was something I kind of noticed. Um,
Yeah, and also the you're going to your skills. There's skills you can acquire and for your drone, your weapons, and all that type of stuff. So I kind of imagine that yeah, it's probably going to progressively get harder, but you're going to get compensated by having better firing, better
right,
your drone will work further out. You can you can there's like this thing your drone can do like a distraction. I was looking through some of the things that you can do later on. There's different types of visions. Like right now, you get night vision, but there's like a thermal vision, I think, for the drone.
yeah, Carbide had
Um,
thermal vision when we were playing.
so so there's stuff like that that's going to be able to do. Yeah, I think it'll be a little harder to go as you progress through the rest of that map. I mean, we saw such a tiny portion of what this game has to offer. So,
Yeah,
um,
it does seem like there's going to be a lot to do. But I'll forewarn everybody that goes and gets this game. If you're one of the people that is going to go and 100% it in a week, you are going to sit there and complain that the game wasn't good because you just burned through all the content in a week. There is a lot of content there. And if you're one that's like,
yeah,
well, I played it for 70 straight hours and I did it, I beat it in a week and now I'm bored. It's just like, yeah, but you played it 70 straight hours. It's like, give
yeah,
yourself, give yourself some time there. Um, it is a game that hopefully they are going to be putting out regular content. Because I feel like this is the game that we've been asking for since Graw 2. This is the co-op game that I
well,
think that I want. I mean, I know it's open world or whatever, but to me, I think like I want to play hardest difficulty. I want to be playing
Yes.
hardest difficulty at some point, and going at that, like, as many people that play Siege, and as well as Siege is still doing. People love that tactical type of maps and things like that. So that's what I really want to see. And some people's like, we need a PvP. That
No.
that that would be. I don't know. I mean, I'm not 100% for a PvP. But yeah. So, and another thing,
There's
I
there's
what?
there's
Go ahead.
8 million games you can play that have PvP in them. Go play those.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, go play friggin' Division and get into the Dark Zone.
Yeah.
Go play Destiny and play Conquest, right? Go play Call of Duty, play Battlefield, whatever.
Yeah.
Not every game has to give you what every other game has.
Right.
I think this being designed as a solo if you want or co-op and that's it is beautiful. It's so I've have very high hopes for this game run.
Right.
And you talked about Gra 2 and that's exactly, what I want is Gra 2 co-op. Those co-op missions.
Yeah.
Make this game be that. Now, so when I played it yesterday, my walk away from it was okay. I'm not I don't feel as excited about it. I kind of feel like the division was what I wanted. I was really stoked that turned out to be what I wanted. I think this game had, from what I saw and what I played, I think it has the potential to be what I want. But I think to make it what I want, you're dead on right. We're going to have to play the hardest level, and you're going to have to get players that that will work together and run with you and work together to strategically slash tactically approach each mission and people talking about what they're going to do and work together. My experience this weekend was with my good buddy, the Angry Canadian, and he's like, "Hey, look at this, and come over here and see this." I'm like, "We're in a battle. I'm fighting," and he's like half a click away. I'm like, "Dude, where'd you left?" It's like I'm like, you know, and I was even teasing him, saying, "Okay, note to self: don't play with carbide." so, but no, I'll play with him. But I know he had already been playing, and so he was just trying to show me some stuff. But the but I was playing with some other people like Mojo Red,
Right.
um, yeah, Wrangler Actual. Um, Later on last night, I was playing with them, and kind of the things that we were all talking about was, yeah, it seems like if you play it at that earlier or lesser skill level, people are just kind of running and gunning, Call of Dutying it, and not playing it tactically with friends, planning how we're going to approach it. Um, and that's to me not the best way to do it. See, that's what I like about those co-op missions. Those were hard. I mean, you couldn't do those by yourself.
Right.
They were designed to be really hard. So I think if we bump this up and max it out and get together, I think we're gonna have some amazing game time with it. Otherwise, I probably will play this. I'm sure what I'll do a lot of is playing it as single player
Right.
with the AI, and probably just play it on an easier level and just go through the game
Right.
and do that when people aren't around. But then when like you're around and others that want to play it correctly, will max out the skill level or the difficulty and play it the right way.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what the end game is too. Like, once you're done, can you start it all over, or and just play like a harder play? You know what I mean? It's
Like a game
like
plus.
a game plus or whatever. Because I can tell you, like, once you do all of it, like, what's left to do? You know what I
By the
mean?
way,
I know,
Patriots won.
I know. I was gonna say sorry, Wing. I saw that they. I can't
They
believe
they got the kickoff and
they.
marched it downfield.
How did they? Oh, Atlanta, come on,
They
guys.
cheated. They
They
they probably paid the
deflated a
refs
couple
off for the coin flip.
deflated a couple footballs and took it down the field.
Well, at least Atlanta put it. It just sucks that they were winning the whole time, and then at the end they lost.
Yep.
Ah, oh well.
Yep. Yeah. But
Okay.
oh, Mastiff234, thank you for the follow, by the way. But yeah, I mean, I hope there's something plus, or that's what I mean. It's like, I wonder what they're going to do as far as content. I'm hoping they have something are like already in the pipeline that people are thinking like, after a month or 2 months or whatever, we're going to pump out this, which is going to be continuation, more story, things like that. Because once people beat it and then they start playing it on that hard level, what you don't want is for us to get together in a party and be like, oh, okay, what do you guys want to do? You want to do the the one mission over here, I guess? You don't want that. You want to be able to say like, oh, today's weekly mission that you have to do is this mission, and like you want to have dailies or weeklies, almost Destiny like, I guess, or almost Division like, something like that.
Well, I think my only concern is like with the division. The
Yeah.
problem I had with that was that I jumped in and played right away, and then you ranked up, and then no one could join you. Like
Right.
that's the kind of concern I
Yeah,
have
and you
now.
shouldn't have that here. So,
Well, you might still have the same problem.
uh,
We don't know how. Like so, okay, Braun. So say I jump in day one,
right.
and or vice versa. You jump in day one, you play the crap out of it. I'm on the road, I can't do it. I get back, I'm a week behind. You're a level 25 or 30 already, and I'm a 0, right? So I come in here, and how does it rank? How does it adjust the enemy skill level?
I don't think
Does
it
it,
does.
well, some games will do it based on the host.
Right.
Some games do it based on whoever's the highest level. So like, if I'm hosting, and that means all the enemies are like a skill level 0, 1, 2, and you're a 30, you come in, you could, pop everyone dead with a pistol shot, boom
I
dead, boom dead.
Yeah, and
You're
I don't.
overpowered, and or if you're hosting, I jump in, I'm getting slaughtered because I can't do any damage to them.
Yeah, like enemies do not have level meters, or they do. They're not that way. Like a headshot's a headshot is a headshot, regardless if I'm 30 and you're 5. Probably what it is like you wouldn't be able to really go in. Like maybe the game will prevent you going into a section of the map until you have the other sections clear, because
Well,
it looks like
that
it's
could
one of
be another
those.
problem too.
Well, and that's one of those ones where it's like, the people will have to join together. I don't know. We'll have to see. So, and because I really don't know, because we were
Right.
limited in this closed beta, so we couldn't go. It was giving us a warning like you got to go back into this area.
Dude, I got killed out of the boundaries once because I was trying to record something and then ended up flying out of the bounds, and I couldn't get the stupid plane. Oh, have you flown a plane yet?
No, no.
Oh boy. You think the helicopters are bad. I had other people say, "Oh, the plane was easier." I thought the plane was terrible. You barely touch the stick and it's like, it's like
Yeah,
doing a freaking 90-degree turn. It's like, my gosh, they need to put some sensitivity into that so that the plane doesn't turn on a dime. Um, and then like the helicopter, it's just the opposite. It's like it barely moves.
yeah.
But yeah, I ended up going out, and then of course, as I went out of bounds, then the Xbox was like, "Oh, are you trying to say something to me?" And pulls up that whole like goes back to the dashboard with the
Oh,
little
jeez.
the commands on the back, and I'm like, "No, I'm trying to." By the time I got back into the game, it was like, "Boom, you're dead," because you get like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
You get back to the game, 10 seconds, we kill you, and it's like, you can't even turn that stupid plane around or a helicopter around that quick. It's
I
like it's just ridiculous, but.
Yeah, I would like to see like, oh, you have to enter a compound without being noticed, and there's like 20 guys, and you have to like save a hostage or something. Like I would like to see things like that, stuff like that as far as
Like
multiplayer,
challenges.
like in
I could
game and
see
stuff
them
like
doing
that.
stuff like that. They do challenges in Rainbow Six.
Right? Yeah, something like that I think would
Y-
be cool. I don't want
Oh,
to
and
go.
the Division. Oh,
Yeah, I don't want to go crazy. Oh, and I do have one more kind of complaint. Okay, so I created our task force. There's this Xbox likes task force. You're more than welcome to go online. Please make sure you use IE because Chrome doesn't work. Um, Even though they said Chrome will work, Chrome doesn't work. Um, and look us up and request, and I'll put people in there or whatever. I'm done with this whole, oh, go online and create a squad. Go online and create a task force. Oh, we have a second screen experience. Please download our mobile app. Oh, please do this. Oh, please do that. Like, there's groups that do it right. Like EA seems to do it right with Battlefield and things like that, and Destiny did a good job. Ubisoft is terrible at it. Terrible at it. Their websites never work. They're always junk. They never log you in. And their mobile apps are basically just a mobile app that's pointing to like a website version of a thing that half works half the time, doesn't sign you in. I'm just like, okay, I'm done with this stuff. It's very annoying. We need to get rid of it. Like, if you want to do it, make sure it's all done in game. No more of this. Go to a website. Go to an app. Like, if you want to build a club or something, have the club online or something, and just be done with it. Because whatever they did it's junk. Sorry, I know somebody coded it, and I'm a developer, and I know some of the stuff I've probably created has been junk as well. But holy cow, just either you do it or you don't. That's my thing. Put the time and do it right, or don't do it at all, because you did it halfway, and it just shows big time. So, but I still want the game. That's outside the game, but it's just like, well, I don't even know. For one, I'm like, stop spending resources on doing it. But these guys obviously, it's like, we'll throw a couple interns at it, and that's what it feels like they did. So,
Yeah, I'm at their site now, at the Ghost Recon Network, and it says there's a task force tab, but I can't click on it. So it's looking for a task force.
It's crazy. I sent you an invite. I sent Carbide. Carbide is not on my friends list. You would have to do something. Tagging.
I don't know. How did you, like, I didn't get an invite. How would I get an invite? I didn't see anything in game. I didn't see anything in email. Nothing
don't
on
know.
Xbox Live.
I don't know. Well, it's not through Xbox Live. It's through your Ubisoft account.
I'm logged in.
I have. Right now. That's exactly what I mean. Nobody knows. I went to their forums, and it's like, this stuff doesn't work. This stuff doesn't work. Like, what browsers? Chrome doesn't work. Like, oh, we made it for all the browsers. Like, they didn't. Chrome does not work. So
Chrome. Okay, so I'm in Chrome. So let me try to go to, what is it, Edge that I have?
Yeah, I'm telling you, you're gonna want to do this after the show, because it's just.
I'm gonna get angry.
Yeah, you're gonna get angry. I'm telling you, I'm angry, so you're definitely gonna get angry about it.
What?
But
I never get angry about stuff.
Yeah. See, and then Carbide's like, friends list? Yeah, exactly, friends list. Go over to the right-hand side. There's a chat bubble, and you can see your friends, and it's just horrible.
I don't think these people test anything, you know.
Yeah.
But, that's developers for you.
Tell me about it.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, no, you don't have to. Yeah. So. Hey, I admit that I've coded stuff that's wonky. I mean, I can say I have, because I know, because I've done something, and 2 years later gone back into an application that happened to have a bug, and start yelling at, like, who in the world wrote this code, and then scroll up and see my name on it. So I'm yelling at myself because, when I'm 2 years into development, now I'm 15 years into a development career. There's a big difference. So
yeah,
you learn a lot as you go. So, but all right.
It's not doing anything in an Edge either. You still can't click on the task force bar.
Yeah, Edge is what I used to actually get it to work. So.
Dashboard, none of those tabs, the search, calendar, task force, or dashboard, even do anything.
Yep, it's probably either they're working on it or they've shut it off. Maybe they shut it off because the beta ended. I don't know.
Oh, is the beta over? I don't get to play it tonight?
I don't know. When does it? I heard it was just for the weekend, so I'm not sure when it's over.
Well, it's still the weekend here. It's only 7:30 my time.
Oh, that's right.
So, yeah, it's probably over.
Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else for it? I mean, are you going to get it?
Well, yeah, I'm going to buy it. It, like I said, I think I did enjoy my time in it. My only real concern is I feel like, yeah, there's a lot more maps. You're going to have more jobs, and it's going to get more difficult and different things. but I'm worried about the open world. What they always do is like, oh well, here, go find this document, and there's 800 documents throughout the game, so you're just going to waste a lot of
Yeah.
time trying to find those. And then there was stuff with the drone where if you were going around, it would highlight, here's a medal or something, or
Right.
go get this computer to find out where certain things are, and then you got to choose. Well, do you want us to give you the location of skill points, or do you want us to give you locations of documents? Or it's like, really? So am I going to be able to come back later to that same computer and hack it for the other items, or is this a one time only?
Yeah.
I just don't want them to put in a bunch of stupid stuff just to waste time.
Yeah, I
Just to be
mean,
time filled.
but the good thing is you can hop in a helicopter and fly across. Oh, never mind. So,
Yeah, that's not so easy.
yeah.
But no, I think overall, I do hope they fix the vehicles and the flying because I think they're terrible. My thoughts on the helicopters is like um, that those helicopters should work, and it looks like they're going to be a big part of the game. I don't think there's going to be a lot for airplanes. I think the plane, what I saw was go steal this airplane, and I don't think you're ever really going to use that to navigate around. I think you're going to, but there's helicopters everywhere.
All right.
So I feel like we're going to use helicopters a lot, and I do think they need to fix. They should operate like Just Cause 3. If anybody's played Just Cause 3, to me that's just the way those handled very easily. Jump in and go, and that's the way they should operate. When you when you pull your stick forward and you're holding the right trigger to throttle up, you should fly forward, and here it actually takes you into a nosedive. And then like the only way to raise up is like as you're going, like if like in Just Cause, you can give it more throttle, and as you're flying forward, you can still go up.
Right.
Well, this one doesn't do that at all. You actually have to stop, like come off the left stick, and then your helicopter does this backwards thing for
Yep.
some reason. And I've actually had it go backwards and twist around. Like I'm not even touching the controller, and
Right.
the helicopter's doing weird things.
Yep.
And then it's like you got to throttle up so it goes up, and then you can go forward. But you can't go forward and up at the same time in this game that I've figured out, and everybody I've played with has not been able to figure out how to do that either. It
Yeah.
just seems like it doesn't work. So it's like I know you guys err on the side of realistic, but guess what? In reality, when these helicopters take off, they do that. They dip the nose forward and they still are climbing. So they got to fix that. I can deal with the cars. The cars are not great, but I was able to get around in them, and I think I can make do with that. It'd be nice to tweak it. But my gosh, those helicopters at least the helicopters have got to be fixed.
Right.
Other than that, the stuff I saw, I would like it. Like they have, and I don't think we talked about it, tagging. So you find like medical supplies and food and gasoline and stuff like that throughout the whole map.
Right.
And you walk up to it, hit the button, and it goes through this little animation. It's the same animation every time. You tag it for the rebels, and you get XP. I hope at some point you have the ability to turn off the animations, because if I have to see those 800,000 times, it's even in the beta I was getting annoyed already.
Yeah.
It's like, my gosh, just tag it, just be done with it. And I think it was Just Cause as well, and maybe I might have the wrong game, but there was another game that had like these constant animations, but you could actually turn them off,
Yeah.
and so it would skip it.
Yeah.
Which was great.
A
I
lot
think
of-
that was Just Cause.
A lot of people were unhappy that if you're in a group and you guys were in a compound, like everybody had to tag every single one. Like
Yes.
it wasn't just like, oh, I'm gonna tag this one for us and everybody got it. They need to turn that on as well.
Yeah, and it's like every other co-op game I play, most of the stuff, I shouldn't say every game, but most co-op games, when someone picks up something, everybody gets it.
Right.
Now it's going to be like, hey, I found this over here, and everybody's going to have to run over there and get in line and
Right.
tag it separately. And, it's just like, really? And I'm hoping that those were things that just were kind of oversights, or, that they're like, oh, okay, that's an easy thing we can fix, or, because now they've got people really going after bringing these things up. It might not be something that they thought of or realized. So, yeah, that would be great. It's not a game changer, but it'd be nice if someone picked up something in your group that you got the credit and it just tagged it for you as well. but maybe they're not because, if I jump into your game and then, or you jump into my game, you're going to see things different. You're going to see, so whatever you've tagged, I may not even see it. So I
Right.
don't know how they're going to keep everyone's like game status, because I can see this game being where we jump into a lot of people's different games, you know. So I don't know. Maybe it's because of that, and then your character levels and all that are separate. But I would like to see the tagging be shared,
Yeah.
and the helicopters, mainly the helicopters, fixed. Other than that, I thought the game looked good. It does have bullet drop run, which I know
Yeah.
you probably would be happy about.
Yeah, I like that.
Um, the weapons, that looks like there's a lot of parts, a
Yep.
lot of guns, a lot of upgrades to them, which I think will keep people very vested for lengths of time. Um, the character that you could make was pretty good. I didn't, you could customize a little bit, not a ton, but there was still some good customization there, I thought. And there's a lot of outfits and stuff. So I thought that was neat. I felt like I could make the person the way I wanted them, and then you see that in the game. You can see the other person, you know, way their customized outfits and weapons and stuff look. So, but the joining of the games was simple. I thought everything loaded up really quick.
Yeah,
I was
I
actually
agree.
surprised how fast the game loaded. Um, so and it worked well. I don't know how to do the sync shots. I didn't. I know you can hold the A, but I'm not sure. Like in a co-op, like what am I supposed to do?
Okay.
Do I holler out a number and then
Nope.
do I pull the trigger? Does one person and then it automatically everyone else automatically shoots? Or
So when you're single player, I think you have to upgrade that. Like at first, you can only like you and somebody else can sync shot at the same time. Like you can only have one, and then as you upgrade, you can get up to four. Um, but for what you do those is you'll tag those, and you'll see like the things will spin, and then when they stop blinking and they lock on, means somebody's aiming at them. And then you could say start sync shot, and like all your characters will do it. Or if you're shooting somebody, when you pull the trigger, they'll all shoot at the same time. But when you're in co-op, like you and I say we come up,
yeah,
I can tag both of them, and they'll have the spinning circle above them, and the number will be flashing. When somebody is aiming on that person, it'll stop flashing. So I can say I got one, and you'll see when one stops flashing, I'm aiming at one. And then if one starts flashing, I'm not on number one. So
okay,
you have an identifier that the other person is aiming, because sometimes it's like I got one, and somebody's like, I can't see two yet. So it's like, okay, I can see two, and then number one walks behind a plane. I lost my eyesight of one now. So,
okay,
but at that point, it's like I always do 3, 2, 1, shoot, and then you just both are shooting at the same time. But a sync shot is just when you're in co-op is just saying we're shooting this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy,
yeah.
and
Which
then
I think's neat if you're working
yes,
together as a team.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, and I think it's actually a very nice to have, and I do like it that it stops blinking when somebody's aiming on that person. So if you have somebody
yeah,
flashing, they're not ready. So,
right.
but that's how that works. So cool. Anything else?
No, I think overall I'm gonna go ahead and pre-order it. I think I'm glad I got a chance to play it. I don't know if I want to play anymore. I'm sure they're going to have an open beta. I would imagine they would. This game comes out when? Like in about 4 weeks?
Uh, Let me look.
Let me double check that. I think it's coming up.
I usually look.
It is. Let me just click this. Sorry to delay everybody. I'm pretty sure it was the beginning of March. March 7th. So, yeah, we're roughly 4 weeks away from this. So, I would imagine they're going to have an open beta as well, just for network testing. I mean, it seems to be what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
So, everybody should still get their chance to get in, um, and try it out one more time. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. The question now, Brun, is do I buy the gold edition? Do I just spend the money? Will it have enough replay value. Because one thing that concerns me is I'll bring this up.
Yep.
Little kind of relates. So the division, um, the division season pass.
Hmm.
Right now, it's like they just released some new stuff, and it was all like PvP, and I didn't care for survival mode. It's just not. It's like what you put in. I'm like really. So my concern is on Ghost Recon is are they going to go? Oh, we'll put in a PvP. That's going to be part of the season pass. And well, then I don't want to pay for that.
Right.
I do not want that in any way in this game. That's just not. I like the fact of what it is, single
Right.
player or cooperative, not going against other people. This fits in my wheelhouse. So I
Uh,
would like some more information on what they plan to do with their season pass, but I may just skip it and get the just a regular edition. We'll
My
see.
word, because I bought the season pass. I bought the whole $99 version for Division, and I played a lot of Division, but I don't think I've played any of the season pass content.
Yeah, I like Rainbow Six Siege. I really like that game, but I haven't played the last, and I bought the season pass.
Hmm.
I bought the whole shebang, and it's like, well, I haven't played the last new characters and map they put out.
Well, they have a
They just
season two
released a
now.
new. I know, and I
Yeah,
haven't bought it because I'm
I
like,
w-
well,
yeah,
I kind of want to, but then it's like, yeah, but I haven't even played the last one,
right.
and I've got Wildlands and Mass Effect and Halo Wars and
Yeah.
possibly Sniper Elite 4 and all those just in the next couple of months. It's like I'll probably never get back to
I
it. So
honestly, my thing is I'm not like I said, like I wonder what the end game's going to be, but how long is it going to take you to get to the end game? And then when you're at the end game, are you, you know, do you want more? That I think that's the big question. Like my word of advice for season passes and stuff now is, I never buy them with the game because when they're just like, oh, but it'll save you $5 or oh, it'll save you $10, and you can be like, well, I'm saving myself $40 possibly by not buying it because who knows if I'll ever play it in the future.
yeah, I don't care about that. They'll save $10 or something.
Right.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Wait
It's
until the first content comes out, and when the first content comes out, if it's just like yes, more content, then you pick it up because then if you're just like, oh well, I'm still not even done with the regular game yet, then to me that's like no, don't go get it. So
well, the season pass. All they're saying is it gives you access to two major expansions.
well, thank you for the top notch information.
Exactly.
Thanks for
That's
sharing when, what, how much. Is
to
it?
be determined.
Yeah. So
Okay, so here I clicked on the season pass,
mhm.
and it says, here's the description. Extend your Ghosts experience with the season pass, which includes two major expansions, plus exclusive digital content featuring equipment packs, an exclusive vehicle, epic weapons, and more.
Nope, I'll pass.
So I don't know.
And
Well,
typically, like
you don't have to worry about it.
well,
You
typically
don't have to
like
worry about it.
epic weapons and stuff like that is like you'll get it even when you buy the season pass, no matter when you buy it. I just don't like buying those passes now up front on day one when you never know what it's going to be and you don't even know if you're going to be playing the game later on. Look at Star Wars Battlefront. Like I really like that game. That game was fun.
Yeah.
I never played any of the content that came out with it, but I also didn't pay the season pass or buy the
Right.
season pass. So like I saved myself $50. I could buy another whole another game with it at
Yep.
that point. So that's the way I look at it. And the thing is like, yeah, you're saying like I don't have to worry about it because sharing games and stuff. But if it's something that you don't like and you don't want to do it, I can get the season pass. If I want it, I'll buy it, and then you
Right.
can benefit from it. But it saves money because there's other games coming. So, but I'm not too concerned about it at this point in time. But because to me, two expansions, they're going to want that to last over the entire year. So does that mean they're going to pump one out around July and pump out one out around November? June and November.
Who
That's a
knows?
long ways away.
Yeah, it is. And that's the thing, like even with like the division, I love the division, but now the stuff they're putting out I have no interest in. And
Yep.
same with Rainbow Six. I bought that and I'm like, I haven't even played the last part, so
Yep.
it's probably not worth it to, I can buy it whenever they release it.
Right. That's what I'd wait and see.
And it's like they try to entice you with, the stuff that you're gonna get it anyways. You're really not even getting anything. I don't even know if there's any pre-order digital. They're not saying anything. I'm sure there is, but they're
I
not really
don't even
listed.
know.
But
All right.
again, it's probably like, pre-order now and get a skin or a camo, or it's like, really, does it really matter? There's like 800 different camos already in the game. Am I gonna miss out on not having one or two?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move
Well,
on.
I will say I take that
Oh,
back. In
good.
the beta, it said if you pre-order, you do get access to something. There was a mission, so I do think it was a mission content, but um, I don't remember what it was. I'd have to look all that
I'm
up.
not a fan of that. Because
No,
then all of a sudden you're playing co-op and they're like, let's go do this mission. And they're like, oh, well, I don't have that mission. Oh, you didn't pre-order? No, I didn't pre-order. And it's just like, well, there goes that. You're separating your... Oh, that's just a big mistake. I'm tired. The other thing I'm tired of? Pre-order content. Pre-order from us.
Yeah.
Pre-order from this. Pre-order from that. Like, did you see the number of pre-order bonuses for Mass Effect? There's 30
No.
different versions. Because if you buy it from this store, 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 if you buy it from this, I mean, it's like if you go to IGN and look it up, there's an article on it. I mean, and it's pages of just all the pre-orders. I'm just like, I just want to order it online, and it's like, oh,
Yeah,
I don't get anything if I order it digitally.
there's
So,
a pre-order bonus mission, the Peruvian Connection. Says travel to the high mountains of Bolivia to break the deadly alliance between the Santa Blanca and the Peruvian cartels. So the thing about this is like, here's like my concern. So, and I'll get it because I'm going to pre-order it anyways. But I did this with Watch Dogs. You got access to a bonus mission, which was the Zodiac Killer, I believe it was called, and all that was go over here, take a picture of a dead body, go over here, take a picture of a dead body, and then go over here and and it basically ends because it's like, oh well, here it was. It was like a 5 minute thing. If you just went there and there and there, you were done. And there was really nothing to do except walk up, snap a picture. I'm
right,
like, it's not a bonus mission.
right,
That's probably what this is.
right.
It's probably something really minor and stupid that
Yep.
really doesn't. And obviously, it doesn't have nothing to do with the game because it's a bonus mission. So it won't play into the storyline probably in any way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I wish they kind of get away from that garbage and just give us. And now it's like they got a standard, a deluxe, a gold, a collector's standard, a collector's deluxe, and the collector's gold version. They have 6 versions of this game.
Yeah, that's what Lethal Migraine just put out. It's like there's 6 editions. That's ridiculous. It is. It is. Why can't
It
we?
is.
And I come back and just say I understand console exclusives. If you can buy it on PlayStation but not on Xbox, or you can buy it on Xbox and not on PlayStation, I'm okay with that. If the company wants to make a deal for a game on their console only to help try to push their console, so be it. All pre-order content and all content exclusives to a certain machine or whatever, I despise. I hate it. I don't like it. And it comes back to Destiny. It's the biggest culprit on that one. They are disgusting when it came to Destiny.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. I don't like it. Even if it benefits the console that I have, I do not like it. And I will say it, over and over and over because it just hurts gamers. It just makes people mad. I don't get it. So, but we are all Devo. The whole game. He's asking, will Ghost Recon have a campaign or just multi? The whole thing. The game is a campaign. you are tasked with basically taking down a cartel in Bolivia, right? Is it Bolivia?
Yes.
Okay, in Bolivia. So the whole thing's a campaign. You can turn on or turn off to allow people to join you, or only join you via invite. If you are by yourself, you have 3 ghosts that are controlled by you. If you open up and have co-op players, every person's a human, but you are just, you can work toward that campaign, and everybody can do it together. So that's what the game is. So, but all right.
Wow. Well, let me read this real quick. I was just catching up on the chat.
Yeah.
So Lethal said, I bought the season pass for Watch Dogs 2. I got the gold edition, but I was gone in Africa for a month. I didn't buy Watch Dogs 2 until 2 weeks ago. Xbox Live Store had it 40%, and I had an $18 credit, so $100 became $42. That's the other thing. You spend $100 on these, and then 2 weeks later, they're friggin' half price.
Right.
That's another thing I've seen lately that I don't understand. We're buying all these full price, and then, weeks, like 2 weeks later, they're cutting these games half price.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? We've never seen like that, and that's happened a lot this year.
Right.
Except for Call of Duty, but it never does. So.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, do you start thinking that way? Do you, instead of pre-ordering, it's like, well, I'm not going to pre-order. I'm just going to wait until 2 weeks until the game's out, and then whatever it is at that price, then I'll buy it. But yeah, I know what you mean. The one big one that really ticked me off is when Battlefield and Titanfall came out.
Yeah.
Together for $79 or something like that.
Yeah.
The price I paid for one game, I bought both of those day one.
But you couldn't get $6 off the price if you were an EA Access
right.
Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
Don't want to have that happen, but we'll basically give it for almost, practically free or half price a week later with a combo of, it's like, you guys, that's why I really
got
EA
burnt.
Access. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I really got burnt on that bad. And
yep.
I was just like, I could have bought 3. I could have helped a gaming community, another developer, and bought 2 more games with that money.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Moving
on. This part will be quick. If you go to thisxboxlife.com, you can send us a voicemail by clicking send voicemail on the right-hand side, following all the prompts. We'll get it, put it in the show. We had a voicemail last week, correct, Wing?
Yes.
And so that's where that happens. If you're on thisxboxlife.com and you click contact, you will get a form that you can fill out, and that sends us an email. Or you can email us directly, contact@thisxboxlife.com. And those emails will be put in and read on the show and answered. A few other things is if you go to thisxboxlife.com/Twitter, it'll take you to our Twitter account, which is thisxboxlife. You can follow us there, send us tweets if you want. Anything you want to do. We watch it. I don't think we're heavy tweeters. Like, even personally, I'm not a heavy Twitter user. I usually use it to read more stuff. But if you spark up a conversation, have questions or anything like that about the show or whatnot, send them out there and we'll answer them. Our main community, where we spend most of our time, is in Facebook, which is thisxboxlife.com/Facebook. That'll take us to the group, which is locked, but you just request. We get them. We kind of, check your page and see who, what political lines you stand on to determine if we're going to accept you or not. I'm just joking about that.
Or are you?
Yeah, no, I am joking on that. We do, we're a family show, so, if you have a bunch of hateful things on your Twitter or your Facebook page, yeah, you're probably not going to get in. So, sorry. But that's about it for that. And we don't have any emails or anything this week. The games that are coming up this week are...
are you throwing that to me, or...
Actually, I was going to rattle it off, but I'm not used to ever looking at that page. I like to go through
the link I originally had there was wrong, so...
Okay.
I've got it up here.
Okay, go ahead.
So coming out on February 7th is Fallout Shelter. If you guys recall, this was like a mobile game
Yep.
right before Fallout 4 came out. So it's now going to be available on your Xbox. So that's kind of cool.
Yep.
8 Days is coming out on February 7th. Pix the Cat, February 8th. Uncanny Valley on February 10th. And Crypt of the Necrodancer, also February 10th. And then lastly, Spheroids, also on the 10th of February. So plenty of games to spend money on. I'm imagining Fallout Shelter is going to be the most popular.
Oh, probably. Games with gold. I can take this. Right now we have Killer Instinct Season 2 Ultra Edition that goes into the 15th of February. And that's on Xbox One. Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time is available for the entire month of February on Xbox One. And Xbox 360, which is also backwards compatible, is Monkey Island 2 Special Edition, and that is available to the 15th. From the 16th on 360 is Star Wars Force Unleashed. And Project Cars Digital Edition will be from the 16th to the 15th of March. Cool. That is it for that. General announcements. If you like to buy anything from that wonderful, wonderful website called Amazon, cha-ching, cha-ching. I buy a lot of stuff from Amazon. If you go to thisxboxlife.com and click on the Amazon icon or link there, it'll send you to Amazon, but it'll send you with our code in it, let's say. And what that happens there is we get a percentage of everything you purchase on Amazon. Just kind of remember to go there each time before you buy something, because it does reset, and that helps out the show. An easy way that I do it is I go, and this would be for US only, as I go to thisxboxlife.com/Amazon, and it redirects me to there, and I can purchase things and do that. So, and iTunes reviews. We love iTunes reviews. Help us move up in the rankings for iTunes, and you just go there and just say how much you love us. If you don't like us or have any issues or anything, feel free to email us. Let us know. We've had people email us a couple times and said that they didn't like this or do that, or had questions on why we did this. We answered them back, and I think one person actually still listens to the show. I think it was just a misunderstanding. And actually, I think iTunes is going to start to allow people on a podcast to reply back. So that can be good and bad. But we love, not criticism, but what am I thinking of?
Compliments?
Well,
Critiques?
critiques. We critiques and compliments and stuff. If there's some stuff that you don't like, hey, we're willing to hear. We listen. We don't get angry and stuff like that. But sometimes it does
speak for yourself.
It does take a back and forth. If you're just going to hate on us and we reply back, and then you're just going to keep hating and hating and hating, and I'm sorry that you feel that way. But then eventually I'll just stop responding. But I'm not a perfect person, so I'm willing to fix some things. Who would complain about you guys? Carbide says. I don't know, Canadians. Just kidding.
It was funny. I was playing with Carbide yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually in with 3 Canadians. I was the only American.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going down one time, and they went right over my body and didn't revive me. And all of them did. And I was like, it's because I'm American, isn't it? You only reviving the Canadians, but you won't revive the American. Yeah. Like, I'm on to you. Yeah. I was teasing him. I said, I'm gonna call Trump and tell him to build a wall on the northern border too.
Oh, you don't have to do that. They're building a wall to keep us out. So watch the South Park. If you guys haven't watched South Park, watch the South Park. That was pretty funny, because obviously the guy is like Trump-like or whatever. But they're like, I'm gonna build a wall to keep the Canadians out of the United States, and they go up to Canada. And Canada already built a wall to keep the Americans out. And he's like, no, we were going to build the wall. So it was pretty funny. So
yeah, that's good. All right.
But all right. That's all I have. Thank you everybody for coming out. We appreciate it, and we will see you guys next week. But I'm Brun BJ Swick 33.
Mark AK Wingman 709 taking off.